Welcome again, everyone, to this continuing course on meditation. Just to remind you that next week there will be no Sunday meditation session because I have to take my dad for an MRI at the local hospital. But my father's fine. It's just a routine checkup because of his age, so don't worry. So we're here continuing our course on the Satipatthana Sutra, the four foundations of mindfulness, and we are still within the first of these, which is mindfulness of body. And we've come to this final contemplation, which is contemplation of the 9 stages of decay, or what are called the 9 charnel grounds. Now, in India and Nepal, this sort of area, they have what are called charnel grounds, which we think of as being graveyards. And as you know, then they often burn bodies in India, but that's not always the case. There are these places, and you can see them on the side of the road, where people will take the bodies and they will leave the bodies. And over time, then the bodies will decay, animals will eat them, etc. So death is something in the Indian subcontinent that people are very aware of. We've kind of sterilized the whole notion of mortality in the West. You know, it's all kept very clean and out of sight. But it's not the case in India. As I say, you often see dead bodies lying around. And there was something that was really kind of apparent to me when I was staying in Nepal, and that's because of their culture. Then you can't keep a dead body in the house. It's like seen to be really, really bad luck. So they, as soon as somebody dies or is about to die, they take them out of the house. And it doesn't matter what time of day or night it is, when somebody dies, then they immediately take the body down to the charnel ground. And what they do is they blow a conch. So there's this boop on the conch in the night. Could be like 3 in the morning. You hear this conch blow, and you hear people coming down the hill. And you know that somebody's just died. They've just had their last breath, and they take them straight to the charnel ground. They either burn them or they leave them there. So in the past, then the mendicants would literally go to these places. They would go and sit in the charnel ground with all the dead bodies, and they would contemplate them. In fact, this is the way that Pratyeka Buddha becomes a Buddha, by seeing death and mortality in their mind because of their very sharp and keen intelligence. The entire 12 links of interdependence reverse, and they achieve awakening in that way through contemplation on mortality. So it's, again, this falls into the category of these kind of analytical meditation or contemplations. And there are some sort of prescribed stages, these 9 stages of decay. They're not the same in every text. They're often mixed up in order. So I just took this off the Wikipedia page. I think it's called the 9 stages of decay. And when you meditate today, you don't have to remember each of these stages, right? Like, we've all been to school, we see pictures, a lot of people study biology, etc. So we're kind of aware of what goes on. You just have to think about the process of decay. But just to give you an idea of how these 9 stages are laid out, and they're laid out in this Satipatthana Sutra, or the Mahaprajnaparamita Sutra as well, Shastra. So first there's this bloating of the body, so it's called distension, and then rupture. That's where after the bloating, then the liquid fluids start coming out of the ears and the mouth and things like that. And then exudation of blood, where blood is pushed out of the body. Putrefaction, where the body starts to rot. And discoloration, it's taught that where the body becomes blue. And then animals start to consume the body. Dismemberment, that's the 7th, that's where the body's limbs start to be pulled apart or the joints fall apart. And then eventually the reduction to bones. And after bones, then the sunlight hits the bones and they slowly turn into dust, right? So there's this process. If you look at the imagery of the Vajrayana, there's Guru Rinpoche, and Guru Rinpoche has a katana, which is like a trident on his shoulder. And on that there are 3 skulls. There's a freshly severed head, there's a rotting head, and then there's a dry bone skull. And so this has got to do with the three kayas, but it also has to do with this idea of impermanence and mortality. So there's this stage where the body first dies, it looks perfectly fine, and then eventually there's just dust and a few bones left behind. So that's what we're going to meditate on today. Again, you don't have to try to remember those 9 stages. Really what they used to do is they'd meditate on the decomposition of the body, like year after year. They'd go and spend time in graveyards. So it's something that you need to regularly contemplate. If you do that, then you will lose your fear of mortality and death to some extent, maybe totally even. And it is through the realization or experience and the truth of impermanence, death and impermanence, that one really becomes a sincere Dharma practitioner and eventually comes to realize the truth of emptiness. So we'll say the prayers, and then we will contemplate on these 9 stages. Oh, glorious, precious
Lama, above my head on a lotus moon seat, you care for me with great kindness. Please bestow the cities of body, speech, and mind to the Buddha, Dharma, and Supreme Sangha. Until enlightened I go for refuge. May I, by the virtue of meditation, become awakened to benefit beings, to the Buddha, Dharma, and Supreme Sangha. Until enlightened I go for refuge. May I, by the virtue of meditation, become awakened to benefit beings, to the Buddha, Dharma, and Supreme Sangha. Until enlightened I go for refuge. May I, by the virtue of meditation, become awakened to benefit beings with a supreme and precious awakening mind. Has not arisen, may it arise. And once it's arisen, may it not diminish, forever continue to flourish and thrive. I prostrate, make offerings, and confess, rejoice, request, and supplicate. Whatever slight merit I gather here, to Buddhahood I dedicate.
Om mani padme hum.
Om Mani Padme Hum. Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. By this merit may I obtain omniscience, defeat the enemy wrongdoing, and so free all beings from the ocean of existence, with its stormy waves of birth, aging, sickness, and death. Precious mind of awakening, may it arise in those who are without it, and never fade from those who hold it, but continually grow from strength to strength. May the glorious Lama's lotus feet be firm. May bliss and joy fill the reaches of space, as we gather the accumulations and purify obscurations. May I and all without exception be swiftly brought to Buddhahood.
So, whenever possible, then it's really important to meditate on death and impermanence, because it's going to severely reduce your clinging to this life and future lives. With the recognition of the impermanent nature of existence, then we understand that rebirth is continuous until we seek enlightenment, until we actually achieve enlightenment. And it's on the basis of that that we really enter the path. So again, thank you everyone for joining us in this continuing course. There will be no meditation next week. After that we'll go on to mindfulness of feelings, the next set of contemplations associated with the 4 foundations of mindfulness. So until then, we'll see you later.